All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things, all right? So the City Girls were apparently beefing. It's drama. The City Girls are pretty much done, guys, at this point. And we're here to talk about it. So let's get into it. So apparently there's been smoke or there's been tension going on with these girls for a while, and a blind person could see that the City Girls really aren't a thing or as close as they used to be. And I personally feel as though with this last rollout, this album rollout, you could really see the division with the girls. They didn't even really promote the album. There was no real sharing of the album. Even their press tour was a mess. They only sold like 6,000 copies. I mean, it was just disgusting. And their interview on the Breakfast Club was extremely awkward as well. So you could tell they have not been on a united front for a while. And behind the scenes, you know, it's no secret, even though JT tries to like lie about it, but it's no secret that, you know, they don't have the same friends. They arrive separately. You have to, if you book them, you have to book them all separately, separate cars, separate everything. Like, so you have to pay double because they don't want to be in the same vicinity of each other privately. Now they will do it, you know, they'll get together for, you know, the pictures and the camera for work. But as far as like real life, they don't fool with each other. They both have two separate lives and they barely talk. Now, it kind of got kicked up because, you know, JT and Glorilla were getting into it. And I guess Young Miami must have tweeted LOL. And now, according to JT, Young Miami does that every time she's getting dragged. She'll do something like, I just woke up, or LOL. But it's just to be like, what happened? But it's almost an attention thing because she knows that the blogs and the comments are going to be like, why are you never defending JT? Why are you never coming out? Why are you never saying anything? And then she'll act like, I was asleep, I was this. But no, JT's basically saying like, girl, you don't ever want to come out. You always let people drag me. You always let people play in my face, and you don't ever support me. You know what I mean? So, girl, you have some envy behind you when it comes to me. That's how I feel, you know, JT, that's what JT is saying, because she's basically like feeling like, girl, you always letting people drag me. You're always on a weird type of time. You're never available when I'm going through stuff, right? So she tweeted the LOL, and so the people were like, you know, why you're not defending JT? So then she tweets, you know, I've been sneak dissing me for weeks, and I ain't say about what a bitch mad at me for. And then JT go, oh, Miss Mamas, this is your last day playing dumb. Okay. And so they get into this whole back and forth about tension and who's there for this one and animosity. And then Young Miami goes into this whole idea that JT has been dissing her on No Bars and Sideways, when in fact JT's like, it's City Girl, when it's not City Girl stuff. Like, I'm going solo, but I'm still in a group. Like, she was like making it very much clear that they've been a unit. Even JT even tweeted me, even when I was exposing the fact that they really are not friends like that, and they really not cool. JT was tweeting me at me as if like I was lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, still keeping the united front. Now, if you ask me, where do I think of all this? And then JT also threw Santana in it. You know, she felt like, you know, Krisha only jumps in and supports, you know, for Santana. JT feels like Krisha is only really a true friend to Santana. So JT doesn't like Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana then gets involved in feeling away because he's like, well, what did I have to do with it? You know what I mean? Why is there a problem with me when I'm just here? You know, I've been a fan of both of you guys. I've been a friend of both of you guys. I don't want to be in the mix, but JT, you just seem not to like me, you know, and I'm a supporter of both of you guys, you know. And so people are trying to make it seem like Saucy Santana was just like a messy gay trying to break the friendship. I don't like that. I may not really see it for Saucy, but I don't get this thing that, you know, she's just being out there being a messy gay trying to break them up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that because, you know, Saucy Santana could have went and did that Krisha Please podcast. He could have done a lot of those things and been messy, or, you know, kind of taken the best friend role away from JT. However, I just think him and Krisha really had like they're close. They're both kind of ignorant and a little bit attention seeking and clout chasing. So, and they relate on that level. They're here for, the fame and the celebrity. JT, on the other hand, she's more of the artist out of the three. She's a lot more private, a little bit more ignorant, just in a different way. But, JT is the one of them's like, okay, girl, I want to get my money and go home. I really don't care. Saucy can relate with Krisha because Krisha wants to be seen. She wants to pop out. She want to go party. She wants to be she wants to feel like a celebrity. You know what I mean? She likes that lifestyle. Her and Saucy can relate on that. JT is like, girl, I like to do my job and I'm gonna go home. I don't want no friends. You know what I'm saying? But going back to Krisha and JT, I personally feel as though I could tell that this little spat is more out of it was a respectful spat, but I think for JT, she feels like Krisha is weird and weird as far as like flip floppy and kind of like, I feel like she feel like, okay, you got your success, but then you got all these new friends around you and they're weird. I don't like them. You know what I mean? So I think this is a thing where, two people become successful and they grow apart. And Krisha has her life, JT has her life, and they don't mix together. And then JT doesn't like Krisha friends don't like, her friends, JT's friends. I mean, Krisha doesn't like JT's friends because if you ask me, it makes no sense how JT could be all the way over here with Nikki and Krisha and Saucy. They love everybody that Nikki hates. They love Megan Thee Stallion. They love Lotto. They love Cardi B. They love, you know what I mean? Krisha was even singing the Tomorrow 2 verse, the Cardi B diss with her chest, like singing it hard, turned up. So it's just, it's giving like, okay, girl, so you like everybody that don't like me, and I'm over here with the Nicki people, and y'all over here with the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lottos, Glorillas. This is where y'all at. So it's been given that. Now, as far as who's jealous and who's not, I don't know. I don't know if I could say who's jealous of the other one, because I never really got like one would need to be more jealous over the other one, because I feel like they have just two different directions and they just really don't resonate with each other like they used to. I think that Krisha is a little bit more outside, JT's a little bit more toned down, and I think that they both want the opposite effect from one another. And I think that in this situation, I think they are growing each other because they're starting to find their own footing. They have their own money now. They have their own success and their own fame. And they realize that, you're not my kind of girl. I want to be over here with Ari's and Saucy Santana's and Megan Thee Stallions and Lottos. And JT's like, I want to hang out with Nicki Minaj. And I don't feel like Nicki Minaj like her. Nicki Minaj don't like her, and Nicki Minaj don't like Saucy Santana. And so it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? I think the City Girls, they were a moment for a while, but we're at a point where I think that they've just really outgrown each other, and the relationship is outgrown. Also, it just feels as though I think JT feels a little hurt because she feels, for whatever reason, that, Saucy Santana takes more precedence in Krisha's life than she does. Because it's really felt like, for me, a friend that's feeling like a little bit more jealous of that you got another friend. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't like your friends. Like, who is this? So I think JT's a little bit like, hey, I don't like it. Like, it's supposed to be me and you. And now I feel like you went Hollywood and you kind of slightly let the industry pull us apart. I think this is a classic situation of two people trying to get it together. And once they got it, the industry were able to pull them apart, which to me, that means they probably weren't real friends and like sisters like that when they started, because, the industry was able to infiltrate and make them and divide them. You know what I mean? So the real love, wasn't really there. They just had a common goal at some point. They want to make it out the hood, and they were able to do so, and now that they're there, they're kind of living separate lives. That's what I feel. Um, I know recently they have came out and said that they've talked. I believe that the talk is just to quiet down the internet and move on. And I personally feel as though people are like, well, why did they get it on the internet? Why did they talk about it on the internet? Well, I feel like a lot of this has been going on behind the scenes for years. And at some point you just get to the point where you just want people to know, I don't fuck with her. I don't like her. I don't like him. Like, I'm tired of trying to pretend like we cool. We ain't talked in months. I don't follow them. We don't talk. The album was a flop. It was trash. Listen. So all the pressure is gone, and so we can just get it out. I don't like you because we all playing little subliminal games on social media, and then like all the comments and the fans, they all got an opinion because we look like we supposed to be cool. And I'm about to tell these hosts, I'm not cool with them. I'm not cool with her. I don't like him. Don't put me in it. This is why it's going the way it is. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like, that's what I feel. And so that's why I feel like it got brought to social media, because it had been already happening behind the scenes for a minute. This is not something that happened yesterday and they started beefing about it today. This is something that's been going on for at least a year or two, if you ask me. You know what I mean? This is something that's kind of been done for years at this point. And now it just kind of got to a head, so people know, like, hey, it ain't that good, it ain't that sweet, and we ain't really rocking like that. Now the Santana piece, now that I look back into it, I don't feel like JT ever liked Santana. She never was really the ones on the lives with Santana. She never, remember, they wouldn't even really share Santana, post Santana. Remember when he performed at the there was a clip where he performed at the first time he performed at I think Rolling Loud. And JT came and snatched that mic from him, like, girl, get up off the stage. I just feel like she felt like Santana was doing too much and trying to infiltrate her friendship. Like, I think that she feel as though that Santana acts like he knows Krisha more than her, when Santana really wasn't there from the beginning. You came in as a makeup artist, and then you became cool because y'all were going viral online. Then you became a rapper, but like, you weren't there from the beginning. Santana, you came in like 2019. So I just think that she probably don't like him because she feel like, girl, you try to act like you know her like I know her, and girl, like, we got it from the mud. So it's more so of like a who's your friends. It's a loyalty thing. It's like, I'm your friend, you my friend, and you letting these new bitches come in and you treat them better than you treat me. On top of the fact that there's two females, so then naturally there's a little ego that gets involved. There's some cattiness that can happen. So then you got people thinking, oh, there's some animosity here. You're jealous of me. I'm jealous of you, or you're talking about me. And so for me, from Krisha to JT, it's like, girl, you've been feeling away. So everything that you've been doing, you've been moving real schemy, real sleazy, because you somehow thought that Sideways and No Bars was about you, which means you and Saucy and whomever else you've been with, y'all were discussing JT. Y'all been discussing her. Y'all been talking about her because you felt like she was talking about you. And she basically was like, well, I'm not talking about you. But y'all had this energy where y'all were sitting around reading her and discussing her. Then you came out and said, this woman has been subbing you for weeks. So you've been sitting online salivating at the fact that she was getting dragged by Glorilla. You were sitting online, King, and every post she does, reading her and dragging her. You know what I'm saying? So that does kind of give a little bit of hater vibes as well. And I personally feel as though, not to bring Nikki into this, things also shifted once JT made up with Nikki, and Nikki kind of kicked Saucy to the side and didn't really care to, bring in Young Miami. Nikki was like, I like JT. I don't really like the rest of them. It is what it is. So, I don't know. I'm glad that they made peace. I do think that JT is better off as a solo. I do prefer JT over Young Miami. I think that she's the more talented artist. I think she's the prettier one. I think she's the most fashion forward. Attitudes both stank, both ghetto. But if I have to pick one, I do like JT. Young Miami and Saucy Santana, I know what I'm getting with them. They want to be like this pretentious, like, oh, I'm better than you kind of air. I'm rich, I'm this, I'm fab, and all the niggas want me kind of energy. And it's like, Yeah, girl. I guess that like, they try to give off like rich white woman mentality, like mean girl thing. Like it's like, all right, girl, y'all can have that, but y'all both look late. You know what I'm saying? Saucy Santana, you 300 pounds. Nobody with a big round head and rolls on the back of your neck, girl. You not reading me. Creature, please. You look like the back of Santana, neck in the face. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And she's attached to a whole, Diddy love ring. So y'all can go and figure that out. But if I'm JT, I'm getting out now because I don't want my career to be attached to whatever she's gonna have going on with Diddy. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think that the City Girls are done. I don't think that this comes to any surprise. And I think that JT will have a great solo career as well because, she's better off as a solo artist anyway. As far as Young Miami, she'll continue to sell her games and they'll do well. She'll make music here and there, but she'll never be the artist that JT is. And the podcast is over. So she can just be an influencer and a businesswoman, entrepreneur. And I think that'll work for her. And maybe her and Saucy Santana can go on a tour together. If they can catch a record, maybe they can start the group. It can be, Saucy and Risha. Who knows? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you guys see this coming? Are you surprised by it? Do you care? And if you had to pick one, who would you pick? All right. Till next time, keep that same energy. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.